Hey, Julian, just wanted to ask about your game last night. It was very up and down, it seemed, because you get that goal, but then you also take some penalties. So, what do you make of that? Do you feel like with those penalties, maybe you were being too aggressive, or how do you kind of assess where your game is at with the ups and downs lately?
I mean, like I try to play intense every night. Unfortunately, I got some penalties. It's not like I try to, make a mistake or go in the box, but it never happened in my whole life to get 8 minutes of penalty in the game. So I'll just keep doing what I do and play hard, and I'll just make sure I keep my stick away from their opponent's face.
Next question goes to Molly Walker. Molly, go ahead.
Hey Julian, you were scratched for the first time in a couple games on Saturday. I'm curious if you feel like it's easier or harder to stay dialed in with the possibility of being scratched hanging over your head, and what has your approach been to proving you belong in the lineup?
I mean, it's not easy. It's not fun to have that in the back of your head. For sure, you think about it because it happens a couple of times. It's unfortunately out of my control. So, my only responsibility is to come ready every day at the rink to play, and hopefully I'll be a regular soon.
Next question goes to Mark Roseman. Mark, go ahead.
Hey, how you doing? So, Julian, on the penalty where they actually went to review, what's your thinking there? The day before, Alexi's bleeding, he shows the ref, nothing happens. They go to review. Clearly, they could have given an embellishment on top of it. What's your feeling when that happens?
It's unfortunate. Of course, you don't want to penalize myself or the team. Going in the box, but I've never seen something like that. They didn't see it on the play, obviously, because we kept going. It was a playthrough. I never tried to hit him. It wasn't. If it was not a purpose, a high stick, we kept playing, and they just whistle, and they talk to each other, and they give me a penalty. I never seen that before, but this is also out of my control. It's unfortunate. I wish it didn't happen, but just got to keep going.
Next question goes to Dan Rosen. Dan, go ahead.
Yeah, Julian, I wanted to ask you, you scored in junior a lot. You scored in the American Hockey League a lot. It's been a little bit of a struggle for you to find the net, at least until last night, scoring in the NHL. What's the next step for you to become a scorer in the NHL the way you have been at previous levels?
Well, being a goal scorer is also you get a goal scorer role. Right now it's a different role. I'm adding something to my game. I'm playing more physical, being better defensively. A 200 feet game, if I could say, defensively or offensively, you're as good. Trying to really work on my overall game, but to score goals, you need power play. You need a lot of minutes, and right now this is not my role right now. So I'm just focusing on just playing the right way and doing the right things, and things are eventually going to come. I've always been a scorer my whole life. When I see a hole in the net or an opportunity to go in offense, I'm always for it. I have an eye for a net, so I'm not worried that eventually it's gonna happen.
And final question for Julian comes from Vince Mercogliano. Vince, go ahead.
Julian, speaking of your role, do you feel like you have been playing with more confidence in some ways recently, and you kind of maybe have a better grasp of your role, and you've had some situations where you've been able to use your speed and use your skill and attack the net?
Yeah, obviously, playing a little more minutes, that really helps. It gets you into the game like that. I played with Phil, trying to build a chemistry on the kid line, getting our speed going wide, and it's starting to come together, and hopefully it's going to keep getting better. But obviously, I'm playing with more confidence. I also just the fact of playing more and more in the league, you start to know other teams, other defensemen, how they play, and I study the game a lot, so that really helps.